I recently got a new apartment, so that means a new setup. This is my temporary dream gaming setup tour. I say temporary because it's not in its final state, as I don't have the funds to finish it yet. And I say dream setup because it has things that I want in my final setup. To start off the setup is the desk, the foundation for literally every setup. I have a sit and stand desk. It's not even plugged in, but that's besides the fact. On top of the legs, it's a solid wood top, which is 5 feet long. I love the natural look this brings, and it's something I want to incorporate when I have the funds for my final dream setup. For the main course of the setup and the centerpiece is the monitor. For now, it's a single monitor setup since I'm limited on desk space. It's mounted on a gas spring monitor arm. It's a 27-inch 1440p 165Hz IPS panel from Pixio. I chose this monitor because it was pretty soft on my pockets and had the features I wanted, such as a USB Type-C port and a built-in KVM. Since it is an IPS panel, the colors and viewing angles make it great for editing, playing games, consuming content, literally anything. I mentioned it has a USB Type-C port. I wanted that to be able to hook my monitor up with one cable. It allows for display pass-through and charging. The MacBook I'm using is a 14-inch M1 MacBook Pro base model. It's sitting in this cheap little stand that matches the colorway of the laptop, and even though I went with the base model, this thing has handled everything I've thrown at it. Sometimes when editing, the timeline will stutter, but that's not a huge problem. The export speeds are way faster than my custom gaming PC. Right behind the laptop is my Elgato key light. Not much to say about it, it provides a great light source. And for the gaming part of the setup, we have the gaming PC. It's been through a lot. It's been in multiple ITX cases, a sick Lean Lee case, and now back in the ITX case. As of now, it's in the Cooler Master NR200p Max version. I sticker bombed the front of the case to add a pop of color, and I really like how it turned out. A quick rundown of the specs. It has a Ryzen 9 5900X, 32GB of RAM, Asus B550 ITX motherboard, I think 3 terabytes of NVMe storage, and an RTX 3080 from EVGA. It's a pretty beastly computer, handles the gaming I do, which is just Apex at the moment. When gaming, I do take the tempered glass side panel off so the GPU can breathe a bit better. Yeah, I know, I should just use the vented panel. Other than having to do that, I have no complaints about the performance. It's great. I actually want to change the case again. I'm thinking along the lines of the new height cases or the NZXT cases. Let me know what you think down below. Let's talk about the peripherals that I'm using to control both my PC and Mac setup. For the mice, I have the Logitech G Pro Superlight in white. This thing is so fun to play games with, and it actually is what it's named, Superlight. The other mouse is the Logitech MX Master 3S, also in white. I use this one strictly on my Mac for when I'm editing. For my keyboards, I have this mechanical keyboard that I use for my Mac. I forgot what model it is, but it works great and gets the job done. For my PC, I have my custom 60% keyboard in the Freebird 60 with lubed novelty creams and some PBT keycaps. I think it sounds pretty decent. The mousepad I'm using is an Artisan Zero Classic. Great mousepad, but attracts a lot of lint and the edges aren't stitched. I do recommend Artisan mousepads, but not this one. Do not get the Zero Classic. I have some other mousepads, but they don't really look good on this desk. Leave me some mousepad recommendations down below. Moving on to my audio setup, I've used a ton of different headsets in the past, but I just hate the feeling of a headset on my head. Just so tight on my big head. So I use IEMs when I'm using my PC. They are the Mermaid MS2s. They don't fatigue my ears at all and definitely don't squeeze my head, and I can hear everything in game. Super great choice if you hate wearing headsets. I use the Elgato Wave XLR for my audio interface. It's a really simple device with a nice software behind it. For my mic, I use the Shure MV7. I actually picked this up a long time ago used on my Facebook Marketplace, and it's holding up great. It's hooked up to the Rode PSA-1 boom arm with a white XLR cable. Overall, it's a pretty decent audio setup. Not the best in any categories, but I'm not complaining one bit. The boom arm is kind of ugly though. To finalize the setup, I have this little Lego plant that I built. I used to absolutely love Legos growing up as a kid, so it's nice to incorporate them in my setup. I also have my fingerboard with a rail for when I get bored. On the wall, I have some Govee glide bars to add some additional lighting as an accent. And since I don't have my standing desk plugged in, we sit down. For the sitting device, it's a super comfy ergonomic chair from Ogden. I sit in this thing for hours on end and my butt never hurts. As I said, this is my temporary gaming setup, so it's not in its final state at all. It still has to evolve. The main thing I'm going to change is the desk. I love the natural look of the wood, but I need longer wood. If you enjoyed this video, then smash that like, leave me some recommendations down below about the setup, subscribe if you want, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace!